That's all right. He'll be back soon. So I guess, Yan, we can start talking about you. So I checked out your WCA profile. You've been competing since 2014, which is pretty recent compared to a lot of the Megaminx solvers that are fast out there. And you're currently 11th in the world with a 43 average, and that's Polish NR. So when did you start cubing, and how did you start getting into it?
Well, I started cubing in 2013. I just randomly picked a cube that I had in after Worlds last year, because when I got a podium in 2x2 at Worlds, it was
at least you have a lot of room for improvement there then.
Yeah, I think maybe I can beat that average. The last competition was FMC Europe. It wasn't really like fun things, but we've been sitting and just doing FMC. But
yeah,
I haven't done any comps recently. It's been 3 months, more than 3 months already. So.
Okay. And outside of cubing, what are you currently doing in life? Are you studying, working?
I'm in school for 2 more years, and yeah, just school.
Whoa.
I
didn't notice, but I noticed today that the only thing you're missing from being a platinum WCA member is a continental record.
Yes, and that's why I tried to beat Amos and...
yeah, it's the weirdest thing because, like, platinum member, I don't know, like, some people argue, oh, CRs and NRs shouldn't be necessary because world record, it's obvious, it's, like, already those. You're already best in the world, so it doesn't... But I guess the whole point is to fill out every single spot in your profile. So
we're
yeah,
very close to that, but I'm working on it.
Hopefully I get that too.
Yeah.
And I think anyone who sees your name will obviously notice that you're the creator of the Westlund method.
2 years, like, there were 2 different methods. There were 2 fast people in the world at that time, so we both kind of got our name to the method. But it's quite fun, anyways, to have your name on the method. Even I didn't create it by any means.
All right.
It's just the way everyone solves.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll talk more about the methods later, but now some more about you. Other than Megaminx, like what other events do you focus on?
I mainly focus
on everything.
Sorry.
Or is it just a few events or a little bit of everything, or?
Yeah. A few years back, I focused on pretty much everything because I had #1 summer ranks back then.
Oh wow! Okay, I didn't know that.
Now I had it for like 3 years, I think.
Jeez.
But now I can't keep up with these guys anymore.
Yeah, they're so good at everything.
Yeah, exactly. It's impossible. So I focused on trying to keep my Swedish national records as long as I can. So that's for big cubes, pretty much. So 5, 6, and 7.
That's good.
Yeah, so that's what I would practice other than Megaminx pretty much, and some 3x3 as well. But I've never really been that good at that at 3x3.
Nice. And yeah, 3x3 is really hard. Everyone's so competitive.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, what's your life like outside of cubing? So, are you currently working, studying?
Yeah, I actually last week just graduated from university. So.
Oh wow! Congrats.
Yeah, thank you. So I've been there for 5 years, and starting my first job in September. So.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it's very, very exciting. So I'm going to be a software developer at an exciting company that's doing some cybersecurity stuff, and so I'm really looking forward to that. So
yeah, that's cool.
But now I got a free summer, so a lot of time.
Yeah, summers are fun.
Yeah.
All right, so now that we've gotten to know you guys, we'll go more in depth into talking about Megaminx specifically. I guess we'll start with methods. So
based on first doing the first two layers, the F2L, and then the other layers moving forward to the last layer is a little bit differently how you want to build the pairs and blocks and stuff. So.
Okay, so it's just basically the order of how you expand from the S2L.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Then. Oh, okay. So instead of like solving a layer, she goes with like the whole face of the side.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wait, I can't even solve it. And then I'm not sure what
she does it. Maybe she finds something more efficient with it, but I don't see it.
I don't know. I guess we can talk about that after once we
yeah.
figure out what's going on with the methods.
Yeah, okay. The Westlund method, I'll just explain it.
All right, yeah. So we'll have Mr. Westlund explain Westlund because we can't really figure out YDH.
So the Westlund method is also based on starting with the first two layers, and then you move on to solve the second two, which is where you only preserve the last layer, the one opposite to your first layer. So you solve everything but that last layer, and then you go on with OLL and PLL or whatever you want to do. But Valiant's method is actually leaving 5 F2L slots to that last layer for last. So he kind of builds blocks around the Megaminx and then leaves like slots around the last layer.
Oh, that's really different.
Like slots around the last layer.
Oh, that's really different then.
Yeah, well, not my method, but the Westlund method is like solving layer by layer across the Megaminx around like until you've got them all.
So I guess Valiant more reduces it more to kind of a 3x3.
Yeah.
Because Westlund would be more like building an entire block, whereas Valiant, if you leave the 5 slots, it's kind of just like you have a cross and you're doing F2L or something.
Yeah.
3x3.
That's pretty much like that. Yeah. And I actually, while Valiant was by far the fastest in the world, I actually tried switching to the Valiant method because I thought like that was the reason that why it was so much faster than everyone else, but I never got any good with it, so I'm not sure about it. And now, like the fastest people use pretty much.
Other things, like I think the only other events where everyone basically does the same thing would be like blind.
Yeah, but then there's a lot of
big cubes. Big cubes.
And 2x2.
Yeah, okay, maybe I was wrong. There's a lot of events where everyone
no, but not as much as Megaminx, I think.
Yeah, Megaminx, I think it's just so focused on build your blocks and have good look ahead. And
I mean, I like it that way.
Yeah.
It's like quite simple, I guess.
Yeah, even though it's a long event, it's simple in terms of not much advanced things to learn.
Exactly. Yeah. There's a lot of PLs and a lot of OLLs if you want to learn those, but you don't really have to be fast. So.
Okay. And then, just more specifically between the methods, do either of you think there's really a difference or any possibility? Or
I'm not sure. As I said, I don't really see the advantage with what Hyun does. Maybe she just finds it more efficient some way and look ahead wise, I guess. Valiant's method, I see why it could be fast if you're really efficient with the blocks around the faces, but not really a clear difference there either, I guess. So I'm not sure actually. It's just a little variation.
My S2L in the same order always, and for example, Juan Pablo does like anything he sees, and that may be that may make a difference.
Okay.
Yeah, and like Robiao is color neutral and Megaminx, which I just find mind blowing because I will never be able to do that. I also do the same order every time in S2L and stuff. So you just get used to what pieces you need to find, but I would just get so confused doing it. Or which way do you spin now? Do you do Y or Y prime?
I do Y left. That left one, Y prime.
Like when you solve.
Yeah. except my grip on the Megaminx is quite wide. I haven't ever owned a.
It's too small for me. When I have shaky hands, it just keeps falling.
People want to check it out.
Yeah, that's what.
The Shengshao, the Dian, the. What was the other one? I'm forgetting something.
Meffert was really.
Meffert, yeah, that's what it was. There were like several versions of that. So if you use like a, I don't know, a Shengshao or a Meffert or something right now, do you think you'd be significantly slower?
Definitely. Yeah.
Like 1 minute.
Yeah, I mean, I could try a solve on this China Minx. But the sound is like horrible. Do you hear that clicking or?
Yeah, it sounds like you're like grinding sandpaper.
Yeah, that's what it feels like as well. So it's quite accurate. No, I probably won't do a solve on that actually.
Yeah. Probably hurt your hands more than.
Yeah, more than the fun.
More than it's worth it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. But yeah, the hardware does a lot. I believe so, and that's pretty much the reason to why I've been able to keep up with keep improving my times. I believe like it's more fun to practice when there's good hardware as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, so and also through like SpeedCubeShop the last couple of years, it provided some really good cubes. So before that, I really didn't have any idea about what to use, and at every competition I used to borrow cubes from everyone because mine were shitty. And now now I'm actually every step efficiently because there's so many ways to do every like pair that you insert because a lot more ways to rotate the pieces to be able to get from a beginner level, but that's so difficult to.
Yeah, it's really general.
Yeah.
All right, I guess we'll ask. And what would you say? Because like beginners, obviously you only use a couple algorithms to solve the last layer. So for last layer specifically, what do you think should be the order for someone to start learning more algs?
I think at first they should learn just for look last layer, and for me, I learned all the PLLs and all the OLLs, but that's not the best thing to learn. But I think that the PLLs aren't even necessary because Amos Nordman is like really fast without those, and it's just about. I think last layer isn't really. It's
not that important compared to.
Yeah. I mean, it is important, but PLLs and OLLs don't give that much advantage.
Okay. And how many cases would how many algs would for look be? For look last layer.
I have no idea.
Let's say like I don't know, maybe 12 for OLL, 3 or 4 algs for edge permutation, and you can just do comms for corners or learn.
Yeah, that's pretty huge step up from.
Solve it on the table because it was easier to.
I couldn't hold it like a normal person. I would have to hold it like a claw, and yeah, that's the way I always done it. So, but people said that's really weird, but that's what worked for me, and that's what's important, I guess. So
yeah,
just try around, see what feels comfortable, and yeah.
So I'm guessing if you grip it like that, you don't use your left hand much to turn at all, do you?
Very dominantly use my right hand to turn. Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly. So. Yeah, it's easier now that the Megaminxes are good. I think I don't do it as much now, but still, it's a little weird. But
yeah, it's kind of like old habits.
Yeah, they stick with
like 3x3 is like a wrist turn. Someone who would have been solving a long time ago, they would still do a lot of wrist turns, I guess.
Yeah. About time and feel really. I really want to learn some Alex because, as Jan said before, they're not like essential to get good times. But yeah, I like PLO especially because when you get a good PLO, it cuts up your time a lot. But when you get a bad PLO, it's not that much. But because the recognition is difficult. But
okay,
what? some PLS are definitely worth learning. The ones with a lot of blocks and stuff like that, easy patterns. I would start somewhere there and then move on if you want to. But like you can get sub 50 easily without knowing any PLS, definitely, and as sub 40 as well, evidently. But yeah, do it when you want to.
Okay.
When you feel like it.
For PLL itself, like, what are the algorithms? How does that work?
Are you? You can do every PLL as much.
I think we were talking about this earlier, but in general, yeah, short events, you make one little mistake and you lose like 2 seconds and it's over. But Megaminx, it's longer, so I guess time to focus, and you're not that affected by nerves compared to like 2x2.
Yeah, I would definitely agree.
That's kind of like I don't know, like 6x6 or 7x7. If someone pauses a while, like looking for an edge, they have like trying to make an edge and edge pairing, and they have one piece that they're missing.
Yeah.
At a competition similar to Canada, because most of the Europeans I've talked to, they have like their comps aren't that common, but they have a lot of eventable days. But here in Canada, it's mostly like the popular events, so we'll have like 3x3, 4x4, 2x2, Scube, Pira, and then the 6th event it kind of rotates. So sometimes it's blind, sometimes it's one-handed, sometimes it's Megaminx, and then very rarely do we have like blind specific comps or like big 6 comps in the next 6 weeks, which is crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, we have many comps.
Yeah.
2
after that, I have.
So that's what, like.
I want to enter in, and yeah, there's quite a few comps in my
I'm sure you'll find something eventually.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
But not that many.
Yeah, and then Yan, do you have any goals for Euros? Maybe podium or win or?
I hope to podium, but I probably won't because. Yeah, I predict that I will finish at TO Paris from France, and probably someone else. Oscar Rolf Anderson, yeah.
Okay. How fast is Kevin?
He's fast at everything, so...
Yeah, what he practices.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Wait, who else is there? Oh, well, actually... There aren't that many people, but I'm currently 5th in the European ranking, and Simon is not going to Euros, so I'm 4th.
Okay.
Yeah, so you got a chance. That's good.
And then
yeah, but
let me check. Competitions.
Nicholas, is he going?
Nicholas,
yeah, that's true too.
Nicholas isn't going, as far as I know.
Okay.
I'll just check to make sure.
Oh yeah, I'm.
Felix too. Yeah, sure.
Felix
Patrick's good at Megaminx. Americans are good at everything, man. Patrick, 43. Okay, I keep forgetting about that. Juan Pablo, Andy, Felix, Patrick, AJ, Ethan Davis, Jared Stinson. So many people at like 40s.
Yeah.
Everyone else, and then there's a range where everyone else is. So like 5x5, what was it like sub 50 average was kind of the barrier where there's only 3 people who had it, right? It was Felix, Max, and Nam. Is that what it was? And then only recently did like Bill and Kyron Behan get it. So Megaminx is kind of like that too.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Yuda Hugon and Juan Pablo, and now Amos is getting close, and Nicholas as well.
Yeah.
But I don't get how they're that fast. Like 32 seconds average is insane to me. But and I've been in the sport for a long time. I always keep when you're trying to predict like WRs, it's impossible because you always feel like there's got to be a limit, but there never is.
Yeah,
So,
it seems like it just keeps going.
Yeah, like 2011 when I got my like 4228 world record single. I said like yeah sub 35 is definitely possible, but then I'm not sure. That's
dropping it further.
Yeah,
but
I remember
something like Big Cubes and Megaminx, singles can't really be that lucky. So there has to be some type of limit eventually.
Yeah, I remember when Jun.
Okay, so we basically covered everything I wanted to talk about,
Mhm.
and I haven't seen that many interesting questions in the chat. So I guess for now you guys can just do a couple races, and that'll be it for the stream.
Sure.
And I'll just flip the camera back and forth so people can watch.
I'm doing that thing. Yeah, that's like 43, right? Yeah.
Oh, shit.